hot. I can't. That was so intense.
That was my Fosse moment, baby.
Did you activate your core?
It felt really good.
Gonna paint the town. I'm trying to sit how I would imagine like Meghan Markle learned to sit.
Meghan Markle on Suits or as the
No, like this latest.
Because on Suits she's like
thing.
this.
Yeah, no, yeah.
They're like you can.
No, I'm talking about like new, like retired from acting Meghan Markle.
Yeah.
I mean,
hello, there
I love
are people
her.
here. Hi.
this is a great crowd. I kind of wish you were just hosting. Like, I'm like, you know, I'll ask some questions, but like, you're just here to do your thing.
You're pretty legendary. This is gonna be great.
Thank you. But the first thing I want to ask you, we're like obviously here to talk about how smart you are. You have a new HBO special.
Yes.
It was just renewed for a second season. Snaps to that. That's hot off the presses. Just broke a couple of hours ago. But can we talk about your fashion story today?
Oh my God. You know that's the first thing. Okay.
Because this pantsuit.
This is amazing. I do have questions actually because I haven't asked you
All right,
about
let's do it.
Fashion story, makeup story, hair story.
Okay, let's do QVC each other. Okay.
All right. So what do you want? Okay, so.
This Tibby.
Great.
Tibby. H&M because I'm frugal.
That's
LOL.
hot. Do it on a budget.
Stuart Weitzman mules.
Great.
And then I'm wearing, white lady flesh color bra.
That's cute.
From this is Victoria's Secret's pink collection because I'm young.
Wait, and the suspender belt thing?
Oh yes, look at this. Cinch that waist, honey. And then these are earrings that were given to me by a friend. This is a ring from my boyfriend, British Bake Off. If he's here, is he here?
Where's British Bake?
Where's British Bake Off? Oh, there he is.
I love that somebody in the audience already knew, and they were like, "He's fucking right there." You can feel his energy. I love this too on the side. Can you show them the detail?
So this is like a sensual seduction.
See?
If you want to be a thought, but you close business deals.
Yeah. I love it.
Okay.
And then hair story I love.
Hair story.
Let's not move past.
Africa. No.
Wakanda.
Portia is here. She did my hair, and
Love
then
it.
Delina did my makeup, and we want to do like a very natural with like a little bit of color on the eyelids for like pizzazz.
Yeah,
and
like
that's
a
it.
thought who closes business.
Yes.
I love it.
Okay.
When
you stand.
We were taking photos earlier before I stand, and she did like a cute tilt quirky to my face, and my face I wanted to yes and so I turned my face in as well, and I felt just like delicious hair moisture, and so her hair is like really well moisturized. In case you guys were wondering, it smelled like black girl, like cocoa butter and like coconut cream.
Thank you.
Anyway, so I will do it. I'm going to do it from the chair just because it took a lot for me to install myself in.
But we want to see this.
I know. Okay, let me work
You're giving
it.
me
I'll
MoMA,
stand.
baby.
I'll stand.
This is okay. You're giving me Brooklyn Museum with this mosaic.
Yeah, I'm like at the opening, and I'm like,
First
have you guys
Fridays.
heard of Basquiat? And everybody's like, bitch, everybody knows about Basquiat. Do you guys know about Basquiat? Oh my God.
Okay.
He's like one of the highest selling artists of all time. Anyway, so I'm gonna do like a boop boop, Mr. President, because that's kind of how I feel. This is Karen Walker, who I love. She's like a New Zealand fashion designer. And these are it's like a gold bracelet story with some rings. And I was like, these are gonna be loud. And then my stylist was like, somebody once told me, if they can't hear your jewelry, it's not really jewelry. And I was like, oh my God, Sex in the City, don't drag her, she's a dear. She's like here, and you're like, bye, bitch. Unnecessary. And then I have size 11 feet. Have for a long time, but I will say, sometimes people make shoes, and they say they're size 11s, and they're not. They're like a size 9. But J. Crew does true size 11s. And not only that, but if I wear a heel, I want to be able to evade an attacker. So this, I can move. So this is like a sensible heel, but it's neon green, so I'm having a story. And then I have these hoops, and then I have a cool nail story going on that you can't really see, but this summer, my nail story is like minimalism with color. So I'm using my natural nail beds as the background, and then I'm doing stripes, geometric shapes, or whatever. The older Korean woman who did my nails was like, I don't know what you're showing me on Pinterest. And I was like, let's just roll with it, Lucy, and see what happens. By the time she was finished, she was like, this actually looks really good. I was like, duh, I'm not a maniac. And then lastly, this is my hair story. I like my hair really, I like to wear it for a long time. I don't like when my braids are crisp. I like for it to feel lived in. And so I'm doing what feels kind of like, you know, sort of like
Quit
Lisa
flipping your
Bonet.
hair
I
around.
won't.
Very
I
summer.
won't
my
because
God.
I'm an American and we're all in this Trump era together, so I will do whatever the fuck I want to. Anyway, so this is my moment, and I like kind of doodads and stuff, and I'm sort of going for Calypso and the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise. Not too fast, Jack. So thank you very much for listening.
That's good.
You asked and we gave you way more than
I mean, it's great. And my only fashion story is that I'm wearing a ring that says cunt.
Ooh, I love it. That's
A
great.
word that
No,
we
that's
cannot
risque for
print
the
in the New York Times.
It's a good word when used by the right people.
Anyhow, so HBO, the second season just happened, but I want to talk to you a little bit about the difference between podcasting and live performing and like having a big time show. Was your negotiation different? Like what's the major difference between television and live show podcast?
Great
So with
question, Jess.
Yeah, it's a
Thank
great
you.
question. I feel like with HBO, we just like backed up a truck and we're like, put a bunch of money in here.
Yes.
And
Please put a weave budget.
They
HBO's
were
like
like,
canceling
ew.
us right now.
yeah, they're like, you're not Game of Thrones, so no. We will write you a Chase bank check with no detailing on the physical check. No, I think, you know, it's like, it's HBO. It's like, it's the big leagues, you know, and like, not that doing a podcast wasn't like, you know, stressful. I think it was in different ways where a podcast is really, the pay isn't like that great. And it's a really small team. And so you're really all just kind of working together because you absolutely love the project. And so there's like this kind of like family-like style thing going on with HBO. It's like, people are gonna watch this. People might write stuff about this. So we really have to bring our A game. And I think when we got the deal with HBO, we were kind of like, well, we've done 4 seasons of the podcast, so I think we felt ready to make that jump to TV. Like, I feel like we weren't as nervous as we would have been if we just kind of like walked in there and being like, hey, we're 2 friends who are funny. They'd have been like, do you have any sort of, you know, evidence of that? And we were like, no. So the podcast.
We'll talk for 5 minutes right now.
Yeah. So the podcast, I think, prepared us for HBO, and I think we really.
Yeah, and we had
it.
done it. We had been doing it for so long before we got to HBO. Like, we went from like a very small room to like a medium room to then doing shows at the Bell House in Brooklyn, and we knew kind of we found our audience, and we found each other, and we knew a lot of the comics and storytellers and celebs that we had on the show. So what was really great was that HBO, they were fans of us already, and so they were like, what do you need? What do you want? What do you want to do? And so
They
they
weren't
were
asking you to be someone that you're not.
No, and I felt like that was the coolest part about working with them, was they were like, we know that you guys have a weave budget, like what is it? You know, what's your number? I was like, great, we do. Yeah, like it was really nice, and I felt like we just got to be ourselves, except like in HD. Because sometimes we would just do shows and we're just, you know, like no makeup, we're just sitting on stage like talking to each other just because we do it so much. But it was great to have the wow factor, and then especially use a venue like the King's Theater, it's just beautiful.
Can we show a clip from
No.
Oh,
Yes.
somewhere you've seen it?
No.
people will like listen to you, like he's like,
Yes. Let's see this clip.
I had dreadlocks in college. I started my freshman year, and like this was like, the internet was around. Like, I don't want to be like, and so long ago, but it truly was like, Ask Jeeves is where you went.
yeah, it was like, it was like E-Bombs World Time and stuff.
Yes,
Yeah,
and it
yeah,
was
yeah.
like before the like whole natural hair movement where there's like all these black girl vlogs and stuff, and there was like credible resources. So I just like Googled like how to start dreadlocks, and there was like this like crunchy looking like white chick with dreads. Yeah.
My Butterfly Effect movie would be me going back to stop you from doing this.
Okay, so hair, a theme in your work. You actually met when Phoebe was helping research a segment on The Daily Show about black women's hair in the military.
Yeah, she was working on it.
I just did background. I like didn't.
She was working on it.
okay.
She was working.
I was not. I
Unpaid,
was barely working.
She was
It's
working
like
on
sad.
it. You should have been working.
And then Phoebe wrote a New York Times best-selling book called You Can't Touch My Hair.
It's
No big
available.
deal.
It's an audiobook and ebook if you haven't bought it yet. Cool.
I mean, and by the way, the sequel or second book
Yes.
coming out.
October 16 called Everything's Trash, But It's Okay.
Gotta get the plug in.
It's another essay collection, and I write about interracial dating. Hey, babe.
She's like, he's right there.
Yeah.
Right there.
Meeting Oprah, getting out of like crazy, like massive financial debt, being a workaholic. So it's like really fun. And Alana Glazer wrote the foreword this time around. So it's like.
So you can pre-order now on Amazon.
Yes.
Sounds like a great squeakquel.
Yeah.
But talk to me about hair. Here we are in the New York Times, primarily white audience.
No,
speaking
really?
as a
No, I'm
white
seeing some
person.
some melanin.
This is mixed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Talk to me about hair.
This is definitely a mixed bag of.
It's a theme in your work.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We always talk about hair.
Yeah, I think that, we both started out having perms when we were growing up because, like, especially where I was from in Cleveland, like, it was just like the Midwest, just every black woman, like, sort of just straightened their hair. There was no sort of conversation about just what you did to assimilate a little bit. And so then when I moved to New York and I went natural and I started having dreadlocks and then like shaved them off and I was bald, I really just had like a lot of fun with my hair. And I think that for me growing up, it didn't feel fun. It felt very stressful. It felt like, am I gonna fit in at this like predominantly white high school, with my hair not being super straight? And so I think why I talk about hair a lot or write about it, as well as that I'm really enjoying it. And I think that there should be more talk of black women's hair by black women, talking about the joy of it and what's really great right now. There's like Curl Fest, which just happened this weekend, and like all these hair tutorials. So it really just feels like a fun space to just really enjoy it and live it up and like feel good about yourself.
Yeah, and I love talking about hair because first of all, I'm a double Leo, so Leos have their manes and they, we really like our hair, but I have had always really thick hair. And the women in my family who I love, they all would just wear it straight. And my sister was like notorious for paying the hairdresser 5 times in advance because she enjoyed getting her hair done so much. I, however, did not. The concept of straightening my hair seemed insane and I didn't enjoy it. And a lot of times one would be like a hairdresser would be doing my hair and she'd be like, ooh, girl, you tenderheaded. And I'm like, I just have nerves in my hair. That makes no sense, And it's a fallacy to me. And not only that, but I always felt like other because like Phoebe, and I think a way that we connected, I also went to a predominantly white and Korean and Japanese school. And a lot of times, I'm from LA. And a lot of times with my hair, I actually felt like other, where the standard of beauty was blonde hair, blue eyes, because again, it's Los Angeles. And I feel like as I get older, turning 29 next week, but as I get older, I find that I actually like my hair to be quite messy, which is contrary to traditionally, I think, the black female American narrative, like what our mothers and our grandmothers would not do. And I think a part of my growth has been talking about my hair with people that I love who are willing to take risks with their hair. And not only that, but people that will respect, like, I like my hair grown in. Like, I like it better, and I like it messy. But I also think that that's a part of my womanhood, and I think it's as black women, it's something that makes us really unique, and so it's one of those things that I really hold dearly and close to my chest.
And the title of the book, that comes from real people.
From white people touching my
if
hair?
They can touch your hair.
Yes. Yeah, it just happens all the time, and like, the other day I like picked my fur out so it was like pretty big, and I won't say who I bumped into, but it was like a friend that I've seen in passing before. And she's like, I love your hair, and just gunk, like right in there. And I was like, hey, let me tell. And so, people they're trying to be encouraging. Like, they're not trying to do it in a mean-spirited way, but people still don't understand that you just can't touch Black women's hair and treat them like zoo animals. So like, the title was just, I feel like I said it so much in life. So I was like, this is the title of my book.
Hopefully they listen to it.
Yeah.
What's your process like? You obviously spend a lot of time together, your friends, your business partners. Do you rehearse everything before? Do you surprise each other on stage?
Yeah, I think
How much do you know?
It's mostly like surprise.
I thought you were saying, we rehearse.
Oh.
We don't, but I think that's such a big part of the show is that when we do our live shows here, that we genuinely enjoy making each other laugh, and so we do just want to kind of surprise the other person. And I think we didn't want to lose that with the specials either.
Yeah.
But I think that sort of adds to the element. It adds to the sense of play, and it kind of makes it a bit dangerous. So I think even when we do live shows, sometimes we'll have a lull here and there, but for the most part, it's just trusting each other and trusting the chemistry and trusting that the audience is just kind of on board, which is really nice.
Yeah, and then for the specials, we wanted to just kind of like, have someone to like bounce ideas off of. So we hired a head writer, Amy Aniobi, who's a writer-producer for Insecure. And so we just like would kind of like sit down and sort of like be like, okay, this is a hair episode. Here's some avenues we can kind of go down. But then like, once we got on stage, it was just kind of like, riff this thing or that thing, or I forgot to mention this in the writer's room, and now like make Jess laugh, or like Jess will say something where I'll be like, I haven't heard her say that. So there was a really good mix of like keeping it nice and spicy.
What's the most surprised you've been by another person's story?
I know for you, when I told you that I don't use tampons, you lost your mind.
That was the craziest moment of my Tudo Queens career. That was insane.
Do not.
Not only.
I use pads. Don't shame me for it. Okay. What? It's my body, my choice. And I like a thick.
Applaud that. She asked me when I was surprised. I was genuine. This is the queen of efficiency.
But you know what? Sometimes my vagina likes to struggle, okay? It doesn't. It's like I like chilling out.
That surprised me. That and no vibrators, no sex toys.
Yeah, I don't.
That also surprised me.
Analog. Beep, 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 beep.
Two fingers. I'm like the Elon Musk. I'm like, does it beam into my vagina? Great. Is there a new innovative? I'm like on like sex toy blogs. Is there a new innovative thing? Oh, great! It's a hologram into my vajayjay. I want it. That's
okay. I will say
awesome.
There's a crystal.
I will say this.
A crystal, you said?
There's a crystal dildo.
There's a crystal what?
Vibrator.
You know I'm into Reiki and
We
shit.
were just. I know.
Why would you activate me like that?
I mean, we were talking about Reiki backstage. It brings me into the self-care question, but I don't want to stop.
Don't get me down that road. What were you saying?
I was saying, so this, I
Don't
think.
do that.
I think you will appreciate this. So last night, can I say this, babe?
Well, he said no. He just walks.
He walks into the ocean.
Do you think the person that pointed him out earlier, do you think that he'll allow her to say that? Okay, she said yeah.
Okay, so last night we were, okay, so.
It's the most lit Times talk that the New York Times.
Is this like intense? Okay.
I don't think Meryl
Great.
Streep did this, but
What she's like, well, I was working on the post.
So I like to elevate my hips during like missionaire.
Sure.
And so was it like a sex pillow? So I'm looking into like the little sex pillow ramps. So I'm dipping my toe in it. I just want to be lazy. I'm like, how can I be more comfortable during sex?
No, that's like what it should be. That's 100% what it should be. It should not feel like you're doing CrossFit.
Right. It does.
Which is why stand-up sex in movies is so crazy because it is so emotionally strenuous.
No, it's.
You can just walk in a Babe line though. They totally have those. already.
We were looking online because we're like, do you want to Amazon Prime this?
You
Like,
do. Of course you do. You need like a sex zafu. Like
Yeah.
I got a meditation pillow again
Yes.
because you know I'm about my chakras now,
we're
Jay.
getting
I'm
to
about
that.
it.
Yeah. So I'm making. Are you experimenting with stuff that we've talked about offline?
What are you talking about? Oh, she said butt stuff. No, although I have added more fiber to my diet just to try and get regular.
That is key.
It's impo.
You
It's
don't want to
impo.
be in that situation, be like, I have to evacuate. You want to be.
I want to be clear, like
clear.
hashtag Scientology. I want to be clear.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that poop is, my friend Amanda always says that poop is the last feminist taboo. Like, we don't feel comfortable talking about poop, but I
love talking about doo-doo.
It's great. It's great.
I so respect that you do talk about poop.
Do you say poop? Like that feels very formal to me. Like poop with the P in it.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
growing up in my house, at least we got like doo-doo dookie. So I always try and say like, girl, you take a dookie.
Dookie is good.
Dookie's funny,
I like that.
dude.
Boo boo, a little boo boo.
Boo boo's
Yeah.
good.
Take
You make a boo boo?
Yeah, make a boo boo in your boom booms.
You say caca?
I mean, when I'm like trying to be, I don't know.
Trying to be hot.
Yeah, I'm like,
Hey, babe.
yeah. Caca.
I just like the crazy like, caca.
Yeah.
Or like cacao. Like I love
Yeah.
people say cocoa and they're like
like
cacao. It's cacao.
Portlandia, yes. The
Yes,
cacao sketch,
Portlandia.
which you wrote for.
I did. I wrote in the last season.
Cacao was their safe word, wasn't it?
It was so good, and I was I went.
What
to,
better safe word than cacao?
It's a great safe word. I do not like the word cacao because anymore.
Why?
I will tell you. So I went to Vegas with a bunch of girlfriends. We went to the Magic Mike Live show. If you haven't, if you go to Vegas, just go to that show. It is.
I might go this weekend.
It is good and bad at this. It is
Yeah.
such a marriage that's so strong.
Yeah.
Just really great and yikes. But it's really enjoyable because I'm like, objectifying men, but it's like cool. And so the MC is this white lady, and there's like all these different.
They didn't get Jada to be the MC.
She's not coming
She wasn't
back.
Tekavale.
She's not
Okay.
coming back.
Keep going.
So and she was like a really cool MC, and like there were all these like different like diverse looking men, like all different shapes and races and whatever. There's a very like dark skinned, like super hot black dude was like, taking his like clothes off or whatever. And I'm sitting in the front row with a couple of my other homies, and she walks over, like stands in front of me, and she goes, "He's 100% cacao!" I was like, I can see that he's the cow.
Also, that's such a white lady thing to do. Like
Yeah.
black people know what black people look like.
Yeah.
It's like sometimes when you watch like movies or television and they like have like a mixed daughter, but both of the parents are dark. You're like, they ain't make that baby. White casting directors don't know what mixed looks like. 100% cacao is super
Yeah,
intense.
just screamed in my face, and I was like,
Would it be
True.
Would it be crazy if she was like, he is 37% cacao? Got his Ancestry.com DNA results back. And it turns out they're all from Nigeria. Pretty crazy.
yeah. So that word is a little triggering.
Triggering. Yeah, man,
triggering.
that makes sense.
Yeah. You were asking questions, sorry.
Yeah. We're just
I'm
speaking
here
at
for
this
this
point.
show.
Okay.
Okay, I want to go back to your Reiki.
Girl, what the hell do you want to know?
I want
Because
to
Reiki is
I want to talk
wild.
about self-care. Okay, so I feel
important.
like all anyone talks about is self-care right now. Like
Yeah.
crystals, moon parties, astrology. It's everywhere.
What's a moon party?
You go on a roof and like look at the full moon or something.
It sounds like very Brooklyn witchy, and I'm
It's
like
very
into that energy.
So, what's your wellness routine?
That's great. For me lately, it comes in seasons, obviously. I'm into Reiki, I'm gonna surf goop, I'm gonna type in crystals to Pinterest, and I'm gonna find out which crystals mean what. Recently, I've been into citrine, amethyst, quartz, and rose quartz, which symbolizes self-love. So turn the fuck up with self-love, period. I'll light some candles, white candles, red candles to stimulate self-love. I'll buy some bath salts that have been enchanted off of Etsy. I pour them into my bath. I light 25 candles, and I'm very careful as to where I put them. And then I take an Amazon Prime box, because you know I bought a bunch of shit off Amazon. I flip it, I open up my laptop, and I put on Sex and the City. And I watch it. Then I get out, I lay down, I go to bed, I thank the Lord for the day. I probably am myself, AKA. And then I go to bed.
That sounds amazing.
It's really intense, but I love it. We're in crazy times right now.
Market that.
It's like my sort of, I get up on stage, I'm like, ladies, let's talk about crystals. That actually sounds amazing. If I could have everybody reach under their chair, I got you guys all crystals. It cost me $25 million. Do you have crystals?
I do have crystals.
What's your favorite right now?
I think I'm into quartz. I like a rose quartz also. I was just home at my parents' house in Seattle, and I found my high school crystal collection. And so I was like, Mom, I'm taking this back with me.
Your mom was like, please get this trash
It had like
out
a
of my house.
tiger eye, it had a quartz, it had an amethyst, it had all of them.
That's great.
We're not here for me. Phoebe,
Yes.
what's your self-care routine?
I mean, I don't know if it's like a routine. It's more like a cornucopia of like different things. Great word, I know. It's not good enough for the New York Times. New York Post, yes.
Roasted.
It's a gentle roast.
It was a light drag. You were like,
cute.
ooh, dragged you.
Yeah.
But they're watching and they're like, girl, you're so crazy.
So I have a few things I like to do. Jessica's gonna hate the first thing. I really do like going to YouTube concerts. Like honestly, don't laugh at me. Honestly, it is so healing and like just one. It really is. It's just like I tear up at them and I'm like bon bon. Like it's so sweet and like they're just such like good men who like.
Were you so happy when they forced us all to have that free album?
You know what? Listen, excuse me.
Phoebe's like, I had already pre-ordered it.
I will say this, you know, life is about experimenting and going for it, and it's like whether landing on the moon or putting a goddamn album on a phone, you gotta try it.
Don't spin this for him. Like, don't Sarah Huckabee for them right now. That's insane.
No, but I did not think it was a great idea, but I'm like, try it, go for it.
That's
so
nice.
U2 concerts I really like doing. I love to snuggle up in bed and watch HGTV, specifically House Hunters, and just yell at the screen, you don't have the budget for that. You still don't have the budget for that. So I do that for like half
That's
an
great.
hour. Yeah. And then I like to drink a lot of green juice to stay regs. And then,
important.
yeah, and then, I don't know, babe, what else do I like to do?
Oh my God.
Sorry. You know what? I don't have a boyfriend, guys. I'm not in love.
That's
that's
awesome.
it.
That sounds strong.
And I like to do a lot of yoga because I have like not a great back. So I do yoga to
Why
like
do I
get
have a
it.
good back? I didn't know that.
Okay, so if we're gonna get into this,
I literally spoke about crystals for 25 minutes.
very boring, short version of it is I had a long-term boyfriend for like almost like 3.5 years. We were living together. I was like, we shouldn't do this anymore. And he was like, totes agree. And so then since I did the breaking up, I was like, I'll move out. And I was super poor because I had like no money. And so I went to like Sleepy's, LOL. And
We've all been to sleep.
Never had a good experience at Sleepy's.
no. And I was like, what is the cheapest mattress that you have so I can have a mattress in my new apartment? And so that is the mattress that I've been sleeping on for the past 3 years, but it's okay because I am moving, so I will get a new mattress.
Good.
Yeah.
I will say, as somebody who purchased a Tempur-Pedic, and
Yeah.
I paid a lot of money up front, it was
Yeah.
100,000% worth it.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
spend so much time in bed.
Yeah.
That's self-care too, like some nice, like
That's
we were talking about Brooklyn and sheets, like
Yeah.
some parachute home
Yeah.
sheets. And just a really nice mattress.
Yeah.
I feel like this transitions perfectly into
Ooh.
I wanted to ask about, New York City living. It's rough at times. When did you know you were a New Yorker?
Ooh. I've been here 17 years. I know, I don't look it.
Ow.
I'm booing myself on that.
I was just gonna support it, honestly.
Like,
I was
you
gonna
were-
let it
you're
rock.
very
It was like
sweet.
crazy, but I was gonna let it
Yeah.
rock.
And I don't want to be off color at this point, but I think we're past that.
Yeah.
But I will say, when I knew I was a New Yorker, is seeing a guy jay off on the subway.
Ooh, yeah.
Yes, I mean, yeah.
It's not,
That's
it's
when
not
you know.
elegant, but.
It's very New York.
Or also the other
you
thing
know,
is
you
like
know.
you go to the subway and there's an empty train car, and you're like, I'm about to sit down. And they open a door, you just see a pile of shit. You're like, I'm about to jump out, jump out of that, and into this crowded car and just boo up with somebody.
And it's always worse than you think the smell is going to be.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll be like, I've been waiting for the L train for like 100 years. I'm gonna just fucking do it live.
Yeah.
And it's worse.
Yeah.
Never smell shit like that in your life.
No.
Mine, I mentioned in the specials, but I was walking down the street, maybe my third year of being here, and there were like these two like beautiful, sweet old ladies shuffling down the street, but I had somewhere to be, and the thought that actually crossed my mind was, move you fucking little bitch! Like, it was, the bitch in the front, go die, bitch! Like, it was like, and then I was like, what? It's crazy. That's crazy.
We got places to be.
I probably was just going to like Simply Salad or something, like nothing. Get a $20 salad.
It's rough. I mean,
Like
right
a pret a
now,
manger, like something trash.
Le Pan Quotidien.
Yeah, that's not bad. That's not bad. It's pretty bad.
So, all right, so we're in like a crazy moment right now. You might call it a trash time.
So much trash.
It's a lot. Like we're like getting into wars in all caps on Twitter. Like shit's crazy.
Yes.
So how do you find the humor in that? Does it provide fodder? Is doing the podcast and the show an escape from that in some way? How do you take this cultural moment?
I mean, I think there's a lot of great political comedy out there, which I think is really cool. I personally am like, you couldn't pay me to make a Trump joke. I just emotionally I can't do it.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't interest me. And so things like Toot Up Queens or, us acting in different things or writing stuff. I think for me, it's just like, I've always been sort of curious about what it's like to be a Black person, what it's like to be a woman, or what it's like to be in a relationship. So those are the things I sort of gravitate towards. And I think that, I want to be funny first, and then you can sort of kind of slip in the medicine and whatever your comedy is.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I just want to have fun and make people. The cool thing that I thought about Toot Up Queens is the tapings. There were people who would message me on Instagram, and they'd be like, oh my God, I just bought my plane ticket. I'm gonna get a hotel so I can fly across the country to see you and Jessica. And so you read that, you're like, oh, people are truly disrupting their lives so we can entertain them and make them forget about the messiness that's going on. So to me, I'm like, it's really an honor and privilege to make people turn their brains off for a few minutes and just have a good time. But I feel like we do a good job of interweaving more of the serious stuff in when we talk.
I think that that's what's kind of cool about it, and I agree with that we are Black women, so sometimes whether we want to or not, we are inherently political, just from being who we are and what we've been through. And I love that, we don't really talk about that stuff on Toot Up Queens, but kind of what we stand for and sort of in a way what, our morals are. And I find for me, I used to work on The Daily Show, and that was my life for about 5 years. And for me, I'm actually really sensitive, and that stuff kind of takes me over. And sometimes I think that the world is so crazy that right now, especially at this moment, that there's nothing stopping us from just walking around just screaming. Mm-hmm. And I know for me, I carry around, sometimes I wake up and I'm just angry, and I carry around sadness and anger in the depth of my stomach because I'm just in awe of what's happening right now, and there's nothing, I don't want to give it screen time, I don't want to talk about it on stage just because it's something that, I need to go to therapy, and when I do go to therapy, I'm let me tell you about it. Mm-hmm. But it is something that especially as like a person of color, as people of color, and as women, and it just kind of really kind of is capable of holding me under mentally sometimes, and I just need to. Maybe the greatest thing that my therapist has ever said to me, and I always kind of play it back, is that you don't have to fight today. And I'm like, well, what do you mean? Somebody said this, and all this. And it's like, no, you should fight, but sometimes it's okay to, go home, turn on the TV, crawl into bed, and watch like Buffy the Vampire Slayer, which is like, I'm like, great, it's tailored to me. But that's important to me because I fight. And I'm sensitive, and to me, it feels sort of like this oppression that's always around and always there. But what I do love, especially about what we do and what I get to do with you, is that we just go on stage and we surprise each other and we make each other laugh and we just have fun. And to me, that provides therapy, not only for me and hopefully for you, but also for like the people that come and just want to watch us like talk shit, which is crazy because we do essentially, we're just talking. And to me, what an honor and a blessing to be able to get on stage and just talk to somebody that you just thoroughly enjoy and who really makes you giggle, and then have such a beautiful response from from smart, thoughtful, funny, sweet, kind, multicultural people. It rules. It's like the best thing ever.
It's amazing. And you have made a conscious decision to elevate underrepresented voices. You elevate women of color, you elevate people of color, queer people. That is a huge component of your show.
Yeah. I mean, I've been doing stand-up for 10 years, started in New York, and, I would do a lot of shows and it'd be like, I'd be the only woman or the only person of color on. I've had people run shows be like, oh, we can't have more than 2 women on, or we can't have one woman follow another woman on stage because that would be weird for everybody. Yeah.
2?
Yeah. Doesn't make any sense. I've had, people introduce me by just my anatomy on stage, being like, she has a pussy. And then I have to like go out and like just
humble brag.
Yeah. Yes, I do have one. No, but it is just kind of like they will find a way to just sort of like sexualize any sort of woman who's on the show. And then when you would see, late night sets on TV, it was just a lot of like really funny, but like a lot of like straight white guys. And I was like, so many of my friends are so amazing and talented, like Michelle Buteau, Nori Davis, Naomi Ekperigin, Baron Vaughn, just like, Sabrina Jalise, like all these like really amazing, funny people, John Early, and they're not always the first one picked. Yeah. Often they are an afterthought or completely forgotten about. And so when we started doing Teed Up Queens, we're going to have a stand-up component and a storyteller/celebrity interview thing. I was like, I really want it to be like my dream show, my dream lineup every time. That was really important. And I think too, like I've been doing comedy for a long time, especially like in LA, and I had a similar like thing all the time. All my improv team and all my sketch teams were white dudes. And a lot of what I saw when I was a girl coming up, like I had a couple of women of color that I could look at, like Wanda Sykes, legendary, Whoopi Goldberg, also legendary, and Maya Rudolph. Like those were women that I saw as a girl that I was just like, oh, this is great. But then everything else was white dudes. And when I was like in high school and in college, and then even in companies that I was at, there was a time where I was trying to emulate what I saw. And there was a time where I felt like other and I felt very lonely, and I just saw white dudes doing improv and sketch around me, and I wish that I could go back and tell young black girl me, it's okay actually, there is a very unique fingerprint to you. Here is what you bring, here is why you're strong. These people don't know how to respond to you, and that doesn't make you crazy, and that doesn't mean that you're weird or bad. You should honor who you are, especially comedically, and I think with Two Dope Queens, I'm so proud of it because there are other little girls or people of color that are able to also look at us along with, I'm not saying we're legends, but they're able to look at these 2 black women who are essentially getting paid to get on stage and just talk a bunch of shit, and that rules. So in order to, like, I love
not only did I grow up seeing just like white dudes, I am happy that we are able to, along with so many other amazing comics that are around right now that are queer or people of color, or women are able to get on stage and just sort of represent that. I think it's great.
Yeah,
and
you're
we get to
writing
talk
the
about
blueprint.
like boning and hair and like all that fun stuff. So it's cool.
Okay, so we're gonna do a little game.
Ooh.
And then we're gonna go to questions so we can prep people who have mics. So this is gonna be Would You Rather, but you're gonna do it for each other.
Fun.
Okay.
So
Okay.
You're like springing a whole game on us right
it's
now.
yeah.
I like that.
Okay, so this is about Phoebe, but Jessica is going to answer. And then obviously if she gets it wrong, jump on it.
I'm supposed to guess what her response would be? Yeah. That's tight. This is like the newlywed game.
Yeah,
Love
just
it. Let's
see-
do it.
with a twist,
Lay it on me, baby.
We were gonna do fuck, marry, kill, but that seemed
Oh, that's
maybe a
really
little,
funny.
I know you do that. Anyway, we're gonna go with this. We're gonna try it. Okay, Cosmo or Sex on the Beach?
God. For her, right? Cosmo to honor Sex in the City. Yeah, which she loves.
Drag Race or Real Housewives?
For her. Drag Race.
It's good.
Drag Race.
Joshua Tree or Octung Baby?
Joshua Tree.
It depends on the day. Today.
I don't care. I don't care. I got it right. I am I do not give a shit. I am very correct. I don't need it.
No,
We
but
don't need it.
Okay. I just want to say that, listen, it's tough to compare the two because they represent two different eras of the band.
What eras do they represent? Because now we're in it, so why don't your ass just get started and tell us more about this band that we are not here to hear about?
Okay.
Please.
You know what? I didn't hate on you about Crystal.
You didn't. You were very respectful. And I also didn't say anything about you two while you were trying to talk about you two earlier. So we did a tit for tat. So I might drag you, and I'm just letting you know. But anyway, talk about Joshua Tree and Octagon Baby or whatever it's called.
It's Achtung Baby. It's German.
I know.
so-
Okay.
That's the first CD I ever owned. That's slightly
I
embarrassing
can't get up anymore
to
because
admit, but
these shorts are tight.
I'm gonna block. I mean, I'm gonna block it.
Okay.
Don't you ever reach across me for a U2 connection in your life ever fucking again.
No, but Joshua Tree is like when they're discovering America and they're like, oh my God, they're like, this is the American dream, like an immigrant story, like the blues, like there's so much culture there. Are you okay?
You said there's so much culture there. Keep saying what you're saying.
And so they're like falling in love with a country that is controversial. And then
So are they talking about like America a lot?
yeah, there's just like their travels and like their they did drive across like they would take road trips like Bono and Adam. And so anyway, Octung Baby is like they reached this like new level with Joshua Tree. They became like world famous, like they couldn't like go out and it was like really stressful and like they were like early 30s. And but they were just like, what's this band gonna do next? Like, they were like, what is this band gonna do next? They were like, how are we gonna like figure this out? So we went to go to Germany and experiment with different sounds.
wow.
And just find their voices there, and they re-fell in love with the band.
How did they like experiment with
Wow.
different sounds?
Thank you. Thank you.
Did everybody clap?
Okay, well here's
No.
they would like not everyone clapped, and
I
clapped the
appreciate
people
you,
who didn't
whoever you
clap.
were. I did as well. I'm horny for you. Thank you.
But like more like
So
dance,
what were they doing?
like
Like
dance,
reverb?
like dance music. They would like experiment dressing in drag. Like they did that for
That's
a bit.
cool.
Yeah, so they did like a lot of cool stuff.
What mood do you have to be in? Just so I know, this is like to help
Yeah,
me
yeah,
in our relationship.
totally.
What mood do you have to be in to like, be able to listen to Accio Baby or Joshua Tree?
I think Joshua Tree is like universal. So I could be in any sort of mood, waking up, sex playlist, just kidding.
He said no. He just went like this.
No, we don't. We keep you two out of the bedroom. And the lock tongue baby is like sometimes if I'm like running on the treadmill, I like want to get that extra kind of like boost of like energy from like the guitars. I'll be like, ugh. Yeah.
And then like a good rock playlist to get you running.
Yeah.
Fast. Did you hear earlier that I said Accio baby?
I did hear
Do
it.
you know what that means?
What?
Come here, baby. It's a spell. It's
Just Harry Potter.
So I want to talk to you guys about my passion. They don't deserve that. They just listen to you talk about Acho baby. Anyway.
Okay, moving on.
Yes.
Dirty computer or everything is love.
Are those you two things?
No, Dirty Computer is Janelle Monáe and Everything is Love is the Carters.
Oh, okay.
No more YouTube.
I'm very true. I was like, what? I was like, I was like clenching. Dirty computer, I think.
Yeah, I'm not in love with either, but I would go more with.
Yeah, that's why I thought that was.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was. It seemed out of the realm of. Anyway, keep going.
Yeah.
Okay, well, soul patch or man bun?
That's a great question. Yeah.
Like you have to choose.
Oh my God. Okay. Send me energy. Your legs are throwing me off. Whatever you're doing with that is throwing me off.
I'll just keep it.
I think I'm gonna go with she will not do. She will never do a soul patch. But like a well-manicured, like a yoga to the people, well-manicured, like high bun can work. Yeah, okay, God, that one took it out of me.
Did it?
That was good.
I kept hearing no soul patch, so you did send it to me.
Yes.
All right, one more, and then we're gonna go to Jess.
This is great.
We sort of touched on this. I don't know how. Well, we're gonna try it. Okay. Diva cup or those weird Thinx panties?
Oh. Thanks, panties. Because if she's not gonna use a tam, she's not gonna put a cup in there.
I'm not. Yeah.
And those panties are amazing. We'll say.
Are they?
Yeah, they're great. They like stay dry. Like you're like, no, it wouldn't, and you're like, damn, science, bitch.
You got a lot.
It's
of
really
marketing.
good.
Okay. Okay, Phoebe for Jess. Apple Teeny or Mai Tai?
What? I don't know what a Mai Tai is.
Mai Tai is something you get at a tiki bar.
Oh, yeah, you love going to tiki bars. Mai Tais. Great.
Favorite, tiki bars are my favorite.
You got it. Susan Miller or Astro Poet?
Who are those
Do
white
people
women?
know what these
Who
things
are
are?
those white women?
Susan Miller and Astro Poet.
Susan
Describe
Miller,
them and then she'll
Astrology
decide.
Today, the app that tells you your horoscope.
I use CoStar.
Oh.
Download CoStar, it's amazing.
Okay.
It's like a modern astrology. Anyway.
All right, so then are you an Astro Poet fan?
No, I follow like trash bag astrology. Like I like trash astrology accounts.
So let's.
Okay.
This is great though. I like your
CoStar?
wheelhouse.
Well, that's the first one you said?
Uh-huh.
Or trash astrology Twitter?
This is
You
hard.
had to
This is
choose.
hard to get it out of context.
Yeah, I don't know what you guys are saying.
Maybe ask her like something like rate
My
me
ears
or
are
whatever.
covered. Okay.
I'll send it to you right now. So I'm going to describe it first of all. CoStar
sorry.
is like a really cool modern astrology app, and you get your astrology like every day, and then your friends are on it, and you can like see how compatible you are.
That's cute.
It's really cute, and it's really sleek and accurate and very well designed. Although
Okay.
sometimes they write a little crazy, and you're like, this makes no sense.
Yeah.
The second one, Trash Bag Astrology,
Yeah.
is like really funny memes that have to
Yeah.
do with your sign, and they just like drag you to filth. It's at Trash Bag Astrology. It's great.
I think that one because you like have a sense of humor.
Yeah, I like want to laugh. Yeah, I love it. It's great.
Yeah.
It's great.
Trash bag. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, I'm glad that we all have some new accounts to follow, though.
Oh yeah, they're great.
Goblet of Fire or Half-Blood Prince?
Jesus. You got a choice.
Okay, so I read the first book. Which one is that?
This is not gonna help you. It's the Sorcerer's Sass Philosopher's Stone.
Okay, so Goblet of Fire or Half Moon Prince?
Blood. Half-Blood. I mean,
Half black? No, half blood?
The half-black prince is
Yeah, I said that's
insane
tight.
and very
That's
funny.
cool. Half Black Prince, y'all.
That's really funny.
Okay.
Spotlighting a marginalized individual who also happens to be a hot prince.
Let me like work through this. This is like
You need to know in general what each one's about.
This is like the SATs where I'm like, ooh, we about to
Yeah,
see.
yeah, it's a 50-50.
So Goblet of Fire, like there's, heat.
What do you think?
And
What else do you think's in it?
You're
What do you think happens
okay.
here?
So Goblet of Fire is there's just a lot going on in general and
where?
So at Hogwarts, it's like so
Nice.
It's so crazy right now. And,
Yeah.
Like Hermione is always like trying.
Hermione is like the most ghetto fucking name I've ever heard because it's basically harmony.
But that's her name, right?
It is so not her name.
Wait, what's her name?
I just want you to keep calling her Hermione,
Okay.
so I'm not gonna tell you.
So Hermione is.
Hermione, if you don't get your little ass over here.
Okay, so listen, she like reads a lot and like the dudes are always like trying to mansplain to her. She's like, well, I did my homework.
That is true.
And then
That is surprisingly true.
good luck with your D's and your F's. And then
That is true.
there's Ron Weasley who's just like, he's a ginger. And he's not a ginger.
Well, he is, but why the accent and why is that like the first thing?
Well, listen, as someone who dates a Brit, you could talk like
You
this.
can't. You cannot. Please keep
Okay,
going.
and so Harry is like, he is like baby Drake. He's always hated on.
That's true. People be coming for his ass.
Right, and he's like, I'm just like in the lab like trying to do my shit. And then everyone's like, you too thirsty. And he's like, they locked me in a fucking cupboard, y'all. And so I'm gonna say Goblet of Fire is like trying to deal with all of that stuff.
Yeah, and then Half-Blood Prince.
And then Half-Blood Prince is like they're older, right?
Yeah,
they are.
definitely. It makes a difference.
Like when you're a teenager, you have like acne. It's like a lot of like struggles. And is that acne a struggle?
No, there's not a single mention of that.
Okay, well, just.
But they are older.
Okay.
Like the books change.
And so they're playing Quidditch?
Yeah, they do that there.
Okay, and that's where you fly on the broom, right? And then
Yeah, but don't do it like this, like it's some sort of thing. It's like amazing, so keep going.
Okay. So I'm gonna say that like Harry is now like kind of like the man on campus. Or like,
I need you to keep stumbling through this.
okay, so Harry is like trying to make it.
As a what?
Just as a person who has skills with making spells.
That is like the most generic description.
Okay, not as a prince. Or as a prince?
He is like sort of a prince that becomes
Okay.
a king, but that's not.
Okay, so he's like coming in the situation. He is like, everyone's being wild. Like his family's like basically like Meghan Markle's family. They're fucking nuts.
True, this is true.
And he's like, y'all need to chill. I'm at Hogwarts. And so he's now trying to deal with puberty and
so
he's
good.
trying to, there's a bad person there.
Always.
Yes, what's his name? He doesn't have a fate.
Yes.
No.
Don't say Ray Fine, I will murder you.
No, but it is Ray Fine.
Yes, but what's the name?
He's not to be named in the book, right?
This is true. This is true. You don't deserve it. You don't deserve it. You don't deserve it. You're not Bruno
Okay.
Mars at the Super Bowl. You don't deserve that.
And then there is Alan Rickman's character. Right? I love him. Okay,
Yes.
so the first book we all thought he was like.
We have an answer that we need to give pronto.
Okay, so I'm gonna choose. You really like childhood and like going back and like exploring like those memories.
I love memories.
Right, like when you like to relive. No, but I think you like to relive like the Harry Potter series because it makes you feel good and it's like that nostalgia for it. So I'm gonna say Goblet of Fire.
You are 100% correct. You're 100%.
Are you serious?
Yeah, we took
Oh my God.
We took a long walk off of Everest. I thought we almost fell off the mountain a few times, but we made it to the top. I love Goblet of Fire because it feels very like international, and it was cool to see the other schools.
That's
Also, I love
cool.
like a tournament. Like I love
Yes.
a bunch of schools
Okay.
come to Harry's like school to compete in
Okay.
this tournament, but the tournament's like mad deadly, so it's like, LOL, Dumbledore, why are you allowing this to happen at this school? Like Dumbledore's like, let's get you in trouble. It's crazy.
Okay.
And then it's like, but I love like a tournament.
I can't believe I was able
You
to.
nailed it.
Wow, I'm impressed.
Yeah, no,
was good.
it was really good.
Yeah.
Okay, one more.
Okay.
And then let's.
Sorry, that was
It was
tough.
funny as
That
fuck.
That was
hard.
amazing. I would watch you
Yeah, that's
explain.
Yeah.
I really like explaining
Things.
things I have no
I
idea
know.
what they're about.
It's
That's like my
actually,
favorite
I feel like
thing.
a good concept for
It's a
future.
fun show, right? Yeah.
All right, so let's start bringing the microphones for our question askers while you answer this last question. AC Slater or Zach Morris?
That is
Well,
not
that's
my
not a good one because
generation.
she never watched Saved by the
Not my
Bell.
You didn't watch
generation.
it? Did
Nope,
you watch
too
it?
young.
I did.
Switch it up.
I just missed it.
I don't think she knows enough about it.
I don't.
Yeah,
I
so
genuinely
Who would you
don't.
choose for you?
I mean, I don't know. I think they're both kind of like fucking condescending bros. Either.
This is like Saved by the
Okay,
Bell.
okay, okay.
I think the
Yeah.
question is like Justin or JC, like something,
Okay.
age it up to like Disney Channel original movie age.
Okay, Justin or JC. I'm gonna.
Corey or Sean, like Boy Meets World, like whatever.
Okay.
Justin or JC is good.
Okay, so this is tough because I think for like with Justified and with NSYNC, we were like bye bye bye, like it was so good. And then the Super Bowl happened with Janet, and we were like, oh, you're gonna
Right.
throw black women under the bus? Fuck you, dog. And then you try to make this comeback with like Man in the Woods, and we're like, why are you in the woods? So I don't think
You
of
got to
that.
think of context. You got to think of context
But I think so. You're thinking only NSYNC.
Well, because
at their
that's what
peak.
it would be like these girls with like Bieber or One Direction.
Right.
I was at the perfect age for them. That was like my first concert.
This is tough because Justin is the personality, but Jay-Z, I think, has a better voice.
He does.
So I think as someone who is a great singer, if you guys haven't done karaoke with her, like you're missing out. I think you're gonna choose.
Thank you, Bish.
I'm gonna say you're gonna choose the voice. You're gonna turn that chair for JC, honey. Or I also forgot this is like when you're teen, so it's like who you want to fuck more. So it's Justin.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
JC was like the reliable guy. He's like the Aiden, and then Justin's
Yeah.
like big. But
So you are a big person. No,
unfortunately, I mean, because I knew it was basic. I knew we had a plethora of men. I knew that. Let me make my case. I knew that JC was the right choice. He's reliable. He can handle a bridge. When he is the main part of a song, he fucking delivers, and his dance moves are amazing.
Yes.
However, one of the first times I felt sexual was in the It's Gonna Be Me video. I think.
gonna be my.
Yes, perfect. And more of a May, like the month of May.
May.
But Justin, the girl, or it's Bye Bye Bye, but the girl snips Justin's puppet strings because it was puppet era.
yeah.
And I was like, cool, I'm horny for that, I think. And then Justin, as a puppet, drops down into this sort of well, and he stops and he's down like this, and he's just by himself. And then he looks at the camera, and then he goes, ha. And then he starts running, and a Doberman is like chasing him.
Wait, what?
And I remember that sexually feeling in my loins. I'll time out for 1 second. Go ahead, what's your question? I cannot describe this director's
Okay.
moment for you other than he goes, like,
But
what's up?
that is the question is, so a goofy ass got your
I don't
waterfalls.
know, Phoebe. I cannot control my sexuality and I cannot explain it to you. But what I do know is when I was probably 11, he dropped down, he looked up.
Stop
and he
with the
did this
drop.
look. It was important,
First
bitch.
of all,
I'm explaining
listen to
context.
me. Listen
I'm
to
giving
me.
you. If
No,
I have to
he
listen
didn't.
to Octon Baby,
He didn't drop down.
he did.
Then
It was
no,
like a a
this
CGI,
is what they did.
like he went.
This is what they did. Someone yelled cut. They were like, Justin, can you walk into position? He was like, ha ha. And then, ha ha.
No.
That's what happened.
They did 5 takes. They did 5 takes. And then I think where Justin didn't do it. And then I think Justin did that like Daniel Day-Lewis, one more for me. I need one take for me. One take for me. And the director was like, yeah, I guess it's fine. Yeah, we'll do one more take. And then Justin, in his genius brain, he did improv. And he went down and he looked up and then he's like, sup, girl, I'm never gonna call you. And then he just, and I was like, cool, he seems emotionally unavailable. I'm attracted to him. And he just ran and I was like, this is super important to me sexually, and it's important. What was your first like sexual moment? He does not have a phone. He does not have a phone. Daniel does not have.
Listen,
his agent gets in contact with him by writing him a letter. He's like, I got a script. It's like a quill. He's like, dear Daniel. It's like parchment paper. That's the only way Daniel responds. If you think. Imagine Daniel Day-Lewis with like an iPhone X.
No, he has an iPhone
No
and
way.
he answers the best way it's ever been fucking done.
Yeah. He's like,
And you're like, splooge.
it's like, hey, I have your Postmates delivery, sir. I'm downstairs.
What was
Like your
my
first time where your like loins kicked and you were like, damn, guess I'm horny.
Probably Ricky Martin, which I know
Yeah,
it's just
that's a
as
good
like
one.
that's a good one. But he was
hot.
like, it was at the Grammys and he was singing like Cup of Life, and I was like, this is international and like really like worldly.
Like the idea that you're like giving back to the community.
I am.
Still. Like, you're so philanthropic that you're like, I love this international horniness that I have.
But that was it. He was wearing like leather pants, and it was just like so fun.
And what kind of top was it? Like a mesh?
It was like a ribbed sweater, blah.
But
But
was it like a turtleneck?
yes, it was all the way up turtleneck. Everything was covered, and then he was wearing like a chunky black shoe. This is a nightmare, but I was like, this is cool. I'm like into this.
That's tight.
So
That's
then
a
I
good
like
one.
bought like all his albums and like the calendar, and I just was like, I'm gonna write a letter to Oprah one day. He's gonna surprise me in my high school. Like I was in it.
That's great.
Yeah.
I
Didn't
wanted
happen.
to write a letter to Oprah. I remember when I was a kid to put me in Rush Hour because I love the movie Rush Hour so much. And my idea was like, you know how they do in Bring It On, where they're like, they write into that lady, like East Compton Clovers. I wanted to write Oprah in, so could be like, can you put me in Rush Hour? I really like this movie.
That's cute.
Thank you. I'm a little embarrassed, and I have not thought about that.
No, that's like a cool thing to want.
Thank you so much for your support.
You're welcome.
Okay, question.
Ooh, this is like,
Hi.
oh my gosh.
These are from our friends on Facebook and Instagram.
Ooh.
And we're gonna keep reading them until people go to the mics.
Yeah, don't be scared.
Yeah, we're chill.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah, it's probably you. You get there on
All right,
Twitter,
all right.
Facebook. It's like this.
Monica from Facebook asks, do you think the Black Girl Magic movement that you guys are inevitably a part of is a trend or something that will be long lasting?
Monica, that's a great question.
Yeah.
Black girl magic has existed since the beginning of time. It was here before it was called that.
And we just letting y'all know.
Yeah, so everyone else is catching up to speed, but we were like, we already knew.
Yeah, man. Period.
Yeah, it's forever, ever.
That's a great answer.
Okay, Rosa on Instagram. We'll do this real quick and then we'll go to you. Do you spend a lot of time together outside of work? How often do you talk about work or do you avoid the topic? Seems like everything's sort of gelling.
Well, we both got so much going on.
She's shooting movies, I'm shooting movies. We don't hang out as much as we used to. But I do think that we do a good job of separating business from pleasure. So like if we're gonna just like hang out, then it's gonna just be fun time.
Yeah,
If we're gonna talk
we
about work, then we'll talk about work.
Is that important?
Yeah. It's yeah. Yeah, and then also you just like don't really want to. You just kind of want to like have your friend. And
Yeah.
Just like enjoy your friend.
Yeah.
Hi, thanks for coming.
What's your name?
My name's Tori.
Tori?
have a
I'm a
great
spelling. TT. That's what's up.
So you guys obviously like spend spent a lot of your career in comedy, but recently you've been getting more into acting, and you've each had movies on Netflix this year that I've really enjoyed. And I would just love to hear you talk a little bit about the difference between working with your own writing and working with somebody else's writing, how you know that a project is going to be great for you, and sort of what the transition, or I'm sure you're always going to be in comedy, but so how do you think about acting as another step?
Awesome question. Okay, great. Want to start? Thank you. I know for me, sometimes it's hard because in Hollywood, they want you to play sort of the same kind of character over and over again. I just try and look and see like, oh, is this like an interesting new story that I could tell? Does this character exist wholly and fully as a complete character and happens to be a black woman? Or is she just kind of written as one or two dimensional? And I also think a lot of times at this point with like Two Dope Queens and The Daily Show and Jessica James and things like that, that people kind of know what the package is that they're getting with me, and that it would kind of be a shame if they put me in this generic box where I'm just sort of just standing there and not really adding anything new. And I think now, luckily, I feel blessed that I'm able to kind of get offers that feel like they're more in my wheelhouse. And then with working with other people's stuff, it's really fun because I just get to kind of play in the lines of acting. And sometimes I get intimidated by it, but I just shot a couple movies, and it is like a muscle. Like sometimes I'm a bit nervous just because I'm coming from doing live shows, but then I realize like, oh, I got this. Like it's just sort of like a muscle, and once you kind of get in the swing of things, you just kind of get to enjoy it and have a good time. It was cool.
Yes. I started out writing and doing my own stuff, and I kind of wear like a lot of different hats at one time. I'm never kind of content just doing one thing. So I think with acting, it's kind of nice that I can just sort of like power down and just like show up and play with other people in a movie and just like do like pretend. And I think I've been lucky in the 2 movies that I've done so far. Like everyone in the cast has been super fun, and so I think I really am like liking acting more and more. But I think that I think comedy is something that can like spread into like my book writing, acting,
Yeah.
Two Dope Queens, whatever. So I feel like it's all sort of under the umbrella of comedy.
Thank you, T.
Thank you. Oh my gosh, hi, Shawn
Hello.
Mendes. Hi, Shawn Mendes.
Oh my God.
Hi.
You know you under 21. You can't be in here. Shawn Mendes.
He is. How do you feel about Haley Baldwin? Just kidding. Okay, hi.
Hi,
Hi, Shawn.
Hey. What's your real name for real, though?
Lucas.
Hi, Lukey.
He dropped that deep voice on us.
Yeah, he
Cool.
said
I was
Lucas.
like,
He
ooh.
ain't playing with us.
Woo.
He's like, I'm not Shawn. He like brushed my edges for me. Lucas.
What's up, Lucas?
I was just wondering what aspects of yourself you feel like you have in the show Two Dope Queens, or just in general, that the other one of you brings out that might not naturally be there had you two not met?
Oh.
How do you two not what?
You guys.
Had you two not met?
Lucas,
I'm
are
sorry.
you single? I am in a good relationship, but if anyone else is single, like get on that. He's like, great. Great question. That's all it takes. Yeah, I think anytime there's like a duo, whether it's, it's like Abby and Alana or,
Laurel and Hardy.
Yes. He and
Abbott and
Peel.
Costello.
Yes, all those people. Ginger Rogers and Fred Astaire. There's always like one. I think we just complement each other really well, which is why we ended up working together. So I think, I think Jess always sort of like pushes me because she's always like, you're about to say something ridiculous and I want you to think about it as you're saying it. So she always like pushes me to like keep going with like the silly story, like with the Harry Potter stuff, where she's like,
So funny.
she's like, and get out of this one. And so then I have to like figure it out. And so I really like that because it makes you like use your brain. I feel like comedy is a very like smart person sort of thing. And so she's like constantly making me use my head, which is great.
It's really fun to watch her like be like, and then there was a wand, like that tickles me. And I think just play, like we just bring out play in each other.
Yes.
But thank you so much. I'll
Thanks,
call you,
Lucas.
okay? Was that too much?
No, that was great.
Okay.
That was great. You're both in your 20s. That was good.
Sweating.
No,
He might not be. Shawn Mendes is 19.
Lucas, how old are you? Oh, no.
Why are you here? Why are you here?
How dare you?
I hate you. How dare you? I blacked out. Did I say anything mean to him?
That was rough. I'm sorry. But you know what?
That was crazy.
Let's sidebar. Okay, no, listen. No,
I
listen,
don't know.
listen,
5 years ago, he
listen,
was 13.
Listen. You know, listen. Listen.
Who let him in here, Phoebe?
Listen, okay.
Sorry, just a
Listen,
second. Are you fucking kidding me?
Listen.
Is this what it's like to be single? Because I don't know if I can do this.
Listen, you are 29 looking 22, honey, okay?
Thank you.
Okay? And he knows how to wear light wash denim. That is difficult.
It was deceptive. The light wash denim is what was deceptive. You're like, is this Ryan Reynolds? Like, what is happening?
He asked us a great question, which means he's like into your life already.
He's like a little,
He's
knows.
interested.
Yeah.
And then
He
also
seemed very mature.
Yeah, he seems mature.
Really mature.
You have like, you know, you're giving like black, like Blue Lagoon hair. Like you are gonna push the limits for him and make him grow. Because he needs to grow at 18. And you're gonna teach him some things.
I feel like 18 is so crazy because they're still learning to, like, their mom's not gonna be like, I need you to take a shower.
Right.
They're using Axe body
Right.
spray. They don't know how to go down.
Right.
Probably.
Listen, but I will say this, when you're 18, he's like laissez-faire.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
it's like you're in France, but you're not.
Yeah. You realize
That's
you're
great.
like, I'm just in Williamsburg.
Yeah.
On
yeah.
like North 9th and Bedford.
Yeah. So I say,
Are
Lucas,
they
give
on
it a
like
chance.
WhatsApp?
Yeah, are
you on WhatsApp? Is that is
WhatsApp?
WhatsApp?
He has culture. Okay. this
Yeah,
Yes.
So you're gonna outsource again. You're giving jobs. Okay.
Yeah, that's great. And are you employed, Lucas? What's your
What are you,
job?
an intern? Where do you intern? He's mine. Don't sexually split on a prospect of mine.
Okay. So
What age are you like day
Yeah.
camp counseling?
Oh my God.
what kind of music are you into? Because she's a connoisseur of music. So what are your?
Thank you. That's cool. That's really
That's
cool.
cool.
I like punk, and then sometimes I get mad because sometimes I'm like, these are like white dudes from the suburbs. Who gives a fuck what you're mad about? But I can get down on like a hot rage. I can get down on like a New York City era rage. Have you read the book like Please Kill Me, The Complete Uncensored Oral History of Punk? Oh, that's great. She's legendary. Okay, well, it was so nice meeting you.
Where are you guys registered?
Guys,
Because I'm on there right now.
We're at Williams-Sonoma, but via China because we outsourced it.
That was
Okay,
lovely lady.
okay. One last question,
I'm
and then
so
we
sorry
gotta
to waste
wrap.
you guys' time with that question because.
That was incredible.
What's your name?
Hi.
My name's Carmen.
Hi.
Carmen?
Carmen, like Carmen
Hi.
San Diego.
Where's she at? Where's Carmen
Yes,
San Diego?
yes.
She right there, y'all.
Before I get to my question, just that moment when Justin Timberlake fell in the shaft in the Bye 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 video is the moment I became a woman, so I understand. I get it.
Hello, Khaleesi.
2, if you ever need Reiki, I'm Reiki certified. 3, co-stars.
You look like you'd be great at it.
Thank you.
There's
thank
something
you.
about, look at her. She's stunning.
I mean, I know nothing about Reiki, but yes, you look put together and intelligent.
Thank you. I'm also a big fan of the both of yours. I've been following you for a little bit, and you've inspired me to kind of like do my own thing with like comedy and healing. And I want to know, also as someone who grew up in a predominantly white neighborhood, what like keeps you going when you're just like feeling like put down by everything and like are having trouble just like staying motivated when everything kind of sucks?
Just like career-wise or just like globally?
Both.
Yeah. Globally is a word.
International, keep going. Do you mean like internationally or?
Everything.
I think what's really important is having like a posse of ladies or whoever you want to fill your squad with, of people that are like-minded, that are just as hardworking, that have the same issues that they want to talk about with you, and then you just sort of like, you think tank it, you get it out, and then you get back to a space of like, all right, you want to do this, I'm going to encourage you to do that. You want to do this, I'm going to encourage you to do that. I'm doing this, you want to support me in this, and if you just like sort of like lift each other, like what I've noticed is that white dudes love looking out for another white dude, no matter how fucking basic that white dude is, and they fucking do a daisy chain or whatever and like lift. And they're for each other. And so it's like, I think that like what's really great is that there are so many like beautiful like women, queer people, people of color who are doing the same things that you're doing. So if you just find those people and you guys lift each other up together, you're all gonna just like be sitting, I don't know, popping bottles and like, but you're all gonna be celebrating each other because like if one of you wins, then all of you wins. And like that's what we want, you know?
And my answer always, always, always is therapy. It's always therapy. I love therapy. I swear by it. I think everybody should go. I think you have friends and you can talk to them. And then I have things that you should pay an older white woman or man to listen to you complain about, just so that they can actually get woke while you're still complaining to them about white people. But therapy and self-care is super important, and it should be like up there completely in the hierarchy of needs, therapy, because you have to be able to work some shit out. I love mental health. I have OCD and I have anxiety, and it's like therapy is what keeps me strong, and it's what keeps me going. And it's one of those things where like your car, it's important to keep doing maintenance, just you don't want to do it right after the car breaks down. So therapy, that's what I would say. And thank you. Thank you for your chakras.
Amazing. Ladies,
Jess.
you're incredible. Thank you for coming to our
Thank
Times
you.
Are you
Talks.
kidding? You were great.
You are
And
amazing.
tell us where we can find you if we don't already follow you everywhere. The new season hits when? You're going to be recording it soon?
year.
It's next year.
Okay.
And then my book, Everything's
Yeah.
Trash, But It's Okay, is coming out October 16th. I'm going to be doing a 3-week tour all over the country. And it'll be...
Love a cunt tour.
Oh,
It
the
sounds
old
so
cunt.
sexual without being sexual.
Cunt.
Well, you know we came from the old country. When we came over here from the old country.
So I'll be doing that, and then I'll be in a new movie July 11th called What Men Want, starring Taraji P. Henson. And then I'll just be like working on stand-up around here. So if you're in New York and you just want to hang out and watch me do some uninformed jokes that are going to get better the more I do them, you are go for it.
That's great.
Amazing.
I'm around, catch me on that gram. You know, Miss J. Willie, I'ma plug it like one of those Logan boys. And I'm just doing a bunch of stuff. And then catch me on Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them.
Amazing. Thank you.
In November.
Now what you're still here.
Thank you, Jess.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Jessica
much.
Bennett, you guys.
Yes. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.